Why is he speaking in parables? Read that last verse, verse 34.
All these things spake Hamashiach Yahushua unto the multitude in parables.
He spoke in parables. Read.
And without a parable spake he not unto them.
So he speak to the multitude with straight speech, so they can understand it. It's like a riddle. You figure it out. Right? That's what we're reading about. We're reading about certain things that you have to try and figure out what is he talking about. Right? Go ahead.
That it might be fulfilled, which was spoken by the prophet, saying, I will open my mouth in parables. I will utter things which have been kept secret from the foundation of the world.
So he will open his mouth in parables, riddles. So he's going to utter things which have been kept secret from the foundation of the world. Get Amos 3 and 6. That's why you look at spiritually, hoping that our brothers and sisters can become spiritual, but no, 7, verse 7.
Amos chapter 3, verse 7. Surely the Most High power will do nothing.
Will do nothing, read.
But he revealeth his secret unto his servants, the prophets.
Right. So he revealeth his secrets unto his servants, the prophets. And we know that the servants are who? The children of Israel. Isaiah 44, 1 and 2. His servants, the prophets. Well, verse 1 is okay. Let's read verse 1.
Isaiah chapter 44, verse 1. Yet now hear, O Jacob, my servant.
Right. Read.
And Israel, whom I have chosen.
Read verse 21.
Remember these, O Jacob, and Israel, for thou art my servant.
There it is. So that's what he's talking about. He revealed his secrets to his servants who are the children of Israel, the men that he called and choose to bring forth his word in these last days. Get Mark the 4th chapter in the 30th and the 31st verse. Mark 4 and 30.
Mark chapter 4, verse 30. And he said, whereunto shall we liken the kingdom of the Most High? Or with what comparison shall we compare it?
Right. So say, what do you liken the kingdom of the Most High to? Or what can you compare it to? Read.
It is like a grain of mustard seed, which when it is sown in the earth, it is less than all the seeds that be in the earth.
Because it's so small. Read.
But when it is sown, it groweth up and becometh greater than all herbs, and shooteth out great branches, so that the fowls of the air may lodge under the shadow of it.
Then you know it grows into a giant tree. A little small seed, mustard seed. And that's how it is, man. Even though you might look at, we're not massive in numbers, even though we're numerous in the stars in the sky and the sand in the sea. But it's letting you know we're going to grow into this mustard seed. The product of the mustard seed. From the mustard seed to this giant tree with the branches that's going to flourish out so much, man, that we beyond our imagination. We can't even think how beautiful it's going to be, but you see it coming to be as more and more people are learning this truth and coming in and starting to do this work. So, Lucky, can somebody's talking in the background? on mute.
Q&A mode is on. Participants may now unmute themselves.
Read.
And with many such parables spake he the word unto them, as they were able to hear it.
Right. So he spoke in riddles to them, as they were able to hear it. Read.
But without a parable spake he not unto them. And when they were alone, he expounded all things to his disciples.
Right. So when he was alone, he expounded everything to his disciples. Not around the multitude.
Right.
Let you know, let me show you. He didn't look at go to verse 1. Mark 4 and 1. Let me show you.
Mark chapter 4 verse 1. And he began again to teach by the seaside, and there was gathered unto him a great multitude.
It was a great multitude on the seaside, read.
So that he entered into a ship.
So he went out to a ship. He went out to a ship.
Yeah.
What kind of voice he had? He went out to a ship to talk to all the people that was on the shoreline, read.
And sat in the sea.
Sat in the sea, read.
And the whole multitude was by the sea on the land.
The whole multitude was on the sea by the land. It was by the sea on the land, on the shore, right? He's out in the ship, way out in the ship. Read.
And he taught them many things by parables.
Once again, he taught them many things by parables. Read.
And said unto them in his doctrine.
Right, so he's speaking a parable. This is a parable that he's speaking right here. And the reason why he's speaking the parables is going to give you the answers. Read verse 9. Once he finished saying the parables that he spoke right here to the multitude that was on the shoreline, this is what he says. Read.
Mark chapter 4 verse 9. And he said unto them, he that hath ears to hear, let him hear.
He said, he that hath ears to hear, let him hear. Hear this. Read.
And when he was alone,
When he was alone again, read.
they that were about him with the 12 asked of him the parable.
So some of the multitude came with the 12 apostles to find out what the parable or the riddle was about. Read.
And he said unto them,
This is what he said.
unto you it is given to know the mystery of the kingdom of the Most
You
High.
see that? So the kingdom of the Most High is a mystery. It's something that's not known to everyone. That's why everybody they running this way and that way, trying to come with this is what it means, or what the Bible means, or what their own minds is telling them, their own vain opinion. You see what I'm saying? Over and over again, we see that this happening over and over again. So he said, hey, you're interested in finding out the answers to what I was saying in my parables. Those that came with the 12. He always set the 12 down and told them. But there were people that was among the multitude that came with the 12 to find out what he was talking about. Get to understand it. Read. Read from verse 11.
And he said unto them, unto you it is given to know the mystery of the kingdom of heaven.
Sorry.
The kingdom of the Most High. But unto them that are without, all things are done in parables.
You missed some words. It said all these things.
All these things, but unto them that are without, all these things are done in parables.
Right. So the kingdom of heaven, kingdom of the Most High, is a mystery. He said all these things are done in parables. Those that are without, those that didn't want to come to get the understanding of the parables, he said, hey, they're the ones that's without. Without what? The truth. Without the promise of everlasting life, lest they come and try and learn. For real. Listen what he says, read.
That seeing they may see.
Seeing they may see, even though they have eyes to see. Like a lot of people, they read this Bible. They see the words that's here. That seeing they may see, read.
And not perceive.
And not perceive. Even though they're looking at these words, they're not going to understand what they're reading, read.
And hearing they may hear.
Even though they hear the voice of the teachers, they hear the voice, read.
And not understand.
This is key right here. Let you know that Mashiach Yahushua is not interested in everyone being saved. Read what it says.
lest at any time they should be converted, and their sin should be forgiven them.
Read that one more time, because people think that both sides all love, Mashiach Yahushua is all love. It don't sound like love to me. He already said, but those mine enemies that would not, that I should reign over them, bring hither and slay them before me, kill them before me, right? That's what he just said. Now he just said what?
Lest at any time they should be converted.
They should be converted. Let's say any time they should be converted, changed, become a new creature, be born again, read.
And their sin should be forgiven them.
And their sins should be forgiven them. Because if your sins are not forgiven you, what's going to happen to you? That's right, lake of fire. You're done. So that lets you know right there that he don't want everybody to be saved. Everybody's not going to be saved. Go back to Matthew the 13th chapter and look at verse 44.
Matthew chapter 13, verse 44. Again, the kingdom of heaven is like unto treasure hid in a field, the which when a man hath found, he hideth, and for joy thereof goeth and selleth all that he hath, and buyeth that field.
So it says the kingdom of heaven is like unto a treasure hid in the field. Something that's hid in the field, looking for it. The which when a man has found it, when you have found this treasure that's hid in this field, you hide, he hides it. And for joy thereof goeth and selleth all that he hath, and buyeth that field. Making sure that he's working to make sure that he makes it to the kingdom. Sell everything he have, because that's what's important. What's more important than the truth? What's more powerful than the truth? Nothing. He said he sold all he had to work to buy that field. Read.
Again, the kingdom of heaven is like unto a merchant man seeking goodly pearls.
So the merchant man seeking goodly pearls. Read.
Who when he had found one pearl of great price, went and sold all that he had and bought it.
That's right. He found this great pearl of great price, a whole lot of money for it, and he sold all he had to buy it. You know, but then, you know, it don't cost anything. The truth is free, right? Let people think in their minds, as an Israelite, all the truth is free. But you find this, he says, he sell all that he have to work to get the truth. Because what's more important than the truth? What's more powerful than the truth? Nothing. So he got to use the carnal analysis on us to get us to see what time it is. He found a pearl of great value and went and sold all he had to get this pearl. Read.
Again, the kingdom of heaven is like unto a net that was cast into the sea and gathered of every kind, which when it was full, they drew to shore.
Right, so the kingdom of heaven is like a net. You throw a net out into the sea and get everything that's in the sea. You just grab everything in this net, right? Go ahead.
And sat down and gathered the good into vessels.
See what it say? Which when it was full, they drew to the shore and sat down and gathered the good into vessels. Read.
But cast the bad away.
But cast the bad away. So this is very key. You take this net, he's grabbing everything. Because we scattered among our nations, so he's gathering us from among these nations, right? And he's taking the good, and he's casting the bad away. Ready?
So shall it be at the end of the world.
That's what we look at. So shall it be at the end of the world. Read.
The angel shall come forth and sever the wicked from among the just.
I mean, over and over again. The angel gonna come forth and sever the wicked from the just, the righteous from the wicked. Read.
And shall cast them into the furnace of fire.
There go your lake of fire right there. They're gonna cast them into the furnace of fire. Read.
There shall be wailing and gnashing of teeth.
There'll be wailing and gnashing of teeth. Over and over again. Got a choice to choose what?
Life or death.
Life or death. Kind. 2 Corinthians 5:10. So we already know pretty much that certain things are pretty much predestined. It's just how we're going to fit into it. That's why we got to work. We got to work hard. Just like you work hard for the money, you got to work hard for the truth. You know what I mean? You got to work hard for this. Because it said the righteous scarcely don't make it. Read verse 10.
2 Corinthians chapter 5, verse 10. For we must all appear before the judgment seat of Hamashiach Yahushua, that everyone may receive the things done in his body, according to that he had done.
That's right. What you have done while you live in these mortal bodies, you got to give account for. Read.
Whether it be good,
read,
or bad.
Good or bad. You got to give an account for it. All of us. We're going to meet the judgment seat of Mashiach Yahushua. That's why he said you're going to have the angels to what? Gather up everyone. Put the good on the right hand and the wicked on the left. I mean, over and over again, he said it. Get Matthew 25.
Can I read 11?
Huh? Read, yeah.
Knowing therefore the terror of the Most High,
and Mashiach Yahushua.
And while Mashiach Yahushua, we persuade men. But we are made manifest unto the Most High, while Mashiach Yahushua, and I trust also are made manifest in your conscience.
Right.
Sisters.
So get Matthew 25. And 31.
Matthew chapter 25, verse 31. When the Son of Man shall come in his glory, and all the holy angels with him.
So that's when the Mashiach Yahushua come in his glory, and all the holy angels with you. He already said what he's going to do. Have the angels do. Cast those that are wicked into the furnace of fire. Read.
Then shall he sit upon the throne of his glory.
He's going to sit upon the throne of his glory. Read.
And before him shall be gathered all nations.
All nations will be gathered before him. Read.
And he shall separate them one from another.
Now using all kind of analysis, but he tells this is straight up. This is straight talk. Real talk right here. He say he's going to separate all these nations one from another. Just like you say, you put that net in the sea, you're gathering everything and separating what? The good from the bad, right? Listen to what we say here, read.
As a shepherd divided his sheep from the goats.
The shepherd divided the sheep from the goats, read.
And he shall set the sheep on his right hand.
The sheep on his right hand, read.
But the goats on the left.
The goats on the left, read.
Then shall the king say unto them on his right hand, Come, ye blessed of my Father, inherit the kingdom prepared for you from the foundation of the world.
Right. You're going to tell them, come and inherit. That's the ones that have the good report. When the books are open, the ones that's names are written in the book of life. Come and inherit the kingdom prepared for the children of Israel from the foundation of the world. Read.
For I was hungry.
No, go to verse 41. So that's the sheep. Who's on the right hand? Now, verse 41.
Matthew chapter 25, verse 41. Then shall he say also unto them on the left hand.
So the ones on the left hand, he's going to say this to them. What are he going to say?
Depart from me, ye cursed.
Say, depart from me, ye cursed, read.
Into everlasting fire.
Once again, into everlasting fire, read.
Prepared for the devil and his angels.
Prepared for the devil and his angels. Read verse 46.
And these shall go away into everlasting punishment.
Go away into what?
Everlasting punishment.
Go away into everlasting punishment, read.
But the righteous into life eternal.
To life eternal. Get Matthew 18 and 23. Matthew the 18th chapter, the 23rd verse.
Matthew chapter 18, verse 23. Therefore is the kingdom of heaven likened unto a certain king, which would take account of his servants.
So the kingdom of heaven is like a king that's taking account of his servants. You know, he give you this parable, but the Mashiach Yahushua is the king and the servants are the children of Israel. What we came for, read.
And when he had begun to reckon, one was brought unto him, which ought him 10,000 talents.
Which owed.
Slaki, which. Okay, this is owed him 10,000 talents.
You want to say O-W-E-D? Which owed him 10,000 talents. Go ahead.
But so, for as much as he had not to pay,
so he didn't have the money to pay him, read.
His powers commanded him to be sold, and his wife and children, and all that he had, and payment to be made.
So he sell this man and his wife and his children until he get my money. Read.
The servant therefore fell down and worshipped him.
So the servant fell down and worshipped him. Read.
Saying, how? Have patience with me.
Have patience with me. Read.
And I will pay thee all.
So just have patience with me. I'll give you everything that I owe you. But don't sell me and my wife and my children. Read.
Then the power of that servant was moved with compassion and loosed him and forgave him the debt.
Yeah. He loosed him and gave him what he owed him. Read. All that he owed him. Read.
But the same servant went out and found one of his fellow servants, which owed him 100 pence, and he laid hands on him.
Yeah. He went out, once he was free of the debt that he owed the king, he went out and found one of his fellow servants that owed him 100 pence and strangled him, put his hand around his neck. Give me my money. Read.
And took him by the throat, saying, pay me that thou owest.
Pay me what you owe me. Give me my money. Read.
And his fellow servant fell down at his feet.
So the same thing he did to the king. Fellow servant fell down at his feet. Read.
And besought him.
And besought him. Say, hey man, come on. Read.
Saying, have patience with me.
Have patience with me. Read.
And I will pay thee all.
And I'll give you everything I owe you. The same thing he did to the king. Right? Go ahead.
And he would not.
He would not. Read.
But went and cast him into prison till he should pay the debt.
Went and cast him into prison till he get his money. Now what if the king would have done him like that? Show compassion with him on him. He owed a lot more than what this man owed him. You see what I'm saying? So you know how we can be, man, as a people, man. You know, we look at you get a pass, and here you is, realize you got a pass, or you being blessed, or you that's how you gotta appreciate and look at things. Okay, well, dang, okay, well, man, I was blessed. So now you bless someone else. You know, that's why I look at Philippians, the 2nd chapter. Once I told us how we're supposed to be, man. It's just like, instead of being so honoring against each other, we're supposed to be loving and caring as brothers and sisters, man, for each other, and appreciation. Did he show appreciation of what the king done for him? Nah, he care less, man. Read verse Philippians 2 and 4.
Philippians chapter 2, verse 4. Look not every man to his own things, but every man also on the things of others.
Right. I'm looking at your own, what you have, or the things that other people have. You know what I mean? To be able to help them, read.
Let this mind be in you, which was also in Hamashiach Yahushua.
Now read verse 3. This mind was in Hamashiach Yahushua, read.
Let nothing be done through strife or vain glory.
Yeah, that's what he's doing. He's causing strife, putting his hand around a man's neck, choking him out. That's wrong. But especially after you'd have been, I mean, come on, you were saved from yourself, your wife, and your children being thrown, and, you know, just sold and, you know, just into slavery. Sell them till they work to get my money back. And you can go right after that and go out and just choke somebody out, man, for little or nothing and throw them in jail. Read.
But in lowliness of mind,
that means in humility. Read.
Let each esteem other better than themselves.
Right. Let each esteem others better than themselves. That's why we got to build each other up and not tear each other down. If you have to rebuke somebody sharply, that they can be built back up again in love. You know what I mean? And that's what this is all about. Go back to Matthew 18. Read verse 28. Once he'd been forgiven for everything that he owed the king, he went to his fellow servant. Read.
Matthew chapter 18, verse 28. But the same servant went out and found one of his fellow servants.
Remember, these are examples of the kingdom of heaven. The kingdom of the Most High. The kingdom that's going to be given to us by Mashiach Yahushua. Huh?
Done.
Yeah. Read.
Which owed him 100 pence. And he laid hands on him and took him by the throat, saying, Pay me that thou owest.
Yeah, took him by the throat. After he'd been released of all the debt that he owed. Read.
And his fellow servant fell down at his feet and besought him, saying, Have patience with me.
Have patience with me. Go ahead.
And I will pay thee all.
I'll give you everything that I owe you. Go ahead.
And he would not.
But he wouldn't. Go ahead.
But went and cast him into prison till he should pay the debt.
Go ahead.
So when his fellow servants saw what was done,
So his fellow servants watching what he did, checking out what he did, read.
they were very sorry,
Very sorry, read.
and came and told unto their power all that was done.
Now you know what this dude did? This dude was wicked, man. Now we seen how you forgave him for all the debt that he owed you. He went out and this cat only owed him 100 pence. Wow. And he owed 10,000 talents. You know what I mean? Go ahead.
So when his fellow, then his power, after he had called him,
Read verse 31.
so when his fellow servants saw what was done, they were very sorry, and came and told unto their power all that was done.
Go ahead.
Then his power, after that he had called him, said unto him, O thou wicked servant.
O thou wicked servant. These are examples of the kingdom of the Most High. O thou wicked servant, read.
I forgave thee all that debt.
So he forgave him all that debt, read.
Because thou desired me.
Because he got down and asked him, please don't do what you plan to do to me and my wife and my children, to sell us. Begged him. And he said, hey, you wicked servant, I forgave you all that debt 10,000 times. Not no 100 pence. Read.
Shouldest not thou also have compassion on thy fellow servant? Shouldest not thou also have had compassion on thy fellow servants, even as I had pity on thee?
Yeah. See, he's letting you know here, just as you've been blessed, you got to bless someone else. You got to show the same love that's been shown to you to someone else. It's real clear. Read.
And his power was wrought, and delivered him into the tormentors, till he should pay all that was due unto him.
Right. He got angry, man, and delivered him to the tormentors, till he should pay all that was due unto him. Read.
So likewise shall my heavenly Father do also unto you, if ye from your hearts forgive not everyone his brother their trespasses.
That's right. That's right. I mean, if you're not forgiving, you're sitting around with grudges, holding all this animosity against your brothers and sisters, and you don't know how to act, especially you're not patient. You know what I mean? Because it takes patience with that love. You can't say you love and you're not patient, or you're not forgiving. That's what he said. Look at right after the Abanawa Palau in Matthew 6 and 9 down, he said this right after he said Amen in verse 14.
Matthew